Is that your car?
Yeah, I just came to pick up.
Hi, my name is Rufino. I am a police intern here at Berwyn Heights Police Department. And in honor of Women's History Month, I am here interviewing Officer Rufino.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, and I came here to the United States when I was 10 years old. And I lived in D.C. I went to school in D.C. And then we moved to Bethesda, Maryland when I became a teen. And after that, I got married at a young age. And about me. What else do I say? Hold on one second. I have kids. I got married. I have 3 kids. And what else can I say about myself? Oh no, what else can I say about myself? Previous job. Well, I've had many jobs. Okay. When I got out of high school, I started working full time. And I thought for a while that I would go into medicine, do like physical therapy, and I discovered that that wasn't my passion. I liked it, but it wasn't my passion. And then eventually I kind of fluctuated to working at women's shelter for domestic violence. And I really enjoyed that because it gave me an opportunity to work with this population of women and children that stayed at the shelter. It was called Betty and Cranky. And they had a shelter in Bethesda, but eventually they bought this land and it came to like Rockville. Worked also at the MVA as an examiner. And then I started working with Child Protective Services as an advocate. I've always wanted to be in law enforcement. When I was young, my dad was in the Air Force, and I always had an interest, but it wasn't very accepted, sort of, in my culture. My mom was always afraid that I was going to get hurt. I wanted to join the Army right out of high school, but I didn't get an opportunity. I started working to help my mom out, and so at that point, my decision to continue sort of, deceased for a moment. Then I got married, and it was just kind of like the idea just got pushed away. I didn't choose Berwyn Heights, they chose me. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding about that. Why I chose Berwyn Heights Police Department, I was actually thinking of applying, and I had applied for Baltimore County, and a friend of mine, colleague, at SVID in Montgomery County said, Chris, I know Berwyn Heights Police Department, I know their police chief, he's an excellent guy, that's a very good department, they're very into community policing, you would be like a very good fit for them. So that's how I came about applying here. I think it's important to have, first of all, anyone that wants to be or has a calling or has this sort of desire to be a police officer should apply and should, consider it. Women in the police department, I think it's good because you bring in a whole new sphere, a whole new, I believe, a whole new different aspect of policing. I think women have certain talents, certain gifts to certain situations, and it's just an opportunity to be out here and sort of work in this field. I think the opportunity or the ability to helping people in their most difficult situation, whatever it is, and when they're most vulnerable. And I think that's the most beneficial aspect of it is being that. Law enforcement. What advice? Well, I think that one of the advice that I could give them is like not to give up. Also, to sort of believe that that's a possibility. I think oftentimes we as women, feel that this is just a man's field and it's just really competitive and it's just really hard. And so the thought of being a police officer is sometimes Oh, you're distracting me, man. I can't think. Hold on. Go back to that. Hold on. Pause for a second. Paul is so freaking funny. Okay, so the advice that I would have is that they need to believe, first of all, that they can do this. And another advice that I would give is like not to give up, because sometimes, you know, oftentimes you'll look at police officers and you think that this is just like a male sort of dominated, which it is, a field, and you think that it's not for women. And so sometimes you sort of lose hope in that sense that maybe I'm not going to be able to make it, the academy is going to be really difficult, or maybe like this is not a field that I should be in. And so I would encourage them to just, you know, first of all, have faith, believe, apply, and then also do things towards that goal, like whether it be, you know, education, whether it be exercising, in different areas that sort of pertain to this field in order to improve, to make them sort of a better candidate for it.
And what advice do we have for future females like me who are interested in joining law enforcement?
Okay. I guess the advice that I could give you is continuing pursuing this career, right? Finding out where you would like to go, like what agency you would like to work for, and then just work towards those goals, whether it be working out or studying or doing classes, also doing jobs that relate to law enforcement that might enhance you as a future police officer, right? In my case, I've done different types of work. I used to work with Child Protective Services for many years, and I was an advocate for them, and so I had the opportunity to work with investigators and social workers and different, you know, people within that agency, and sort of like built my, what would you say, it sort of like build my experience, my level of experience. So then now that I'm here as a police officer, I can utilize those skills in the work that I do.
Okay. Well, I think I'm starting pretty well as an intern here. Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, as I've indicated, a diverse agency is able to tackle complex law enforcement issues much better, appropriately, and expeditiously. Obviously, some of us are not bilingual or trilingual, and it's very difficult, just knowing a few Spanish words, to garner complex information from a victim of a crime. Complex issue like an armed robbery that Officer Rufino responded to, where you had several different Spanish dialects. She was able to decipher these complex dialects and give a timely event of what happened at the store, at the McDonald's restaurant, and it brought to justice a serious criminal in the community, a dangerous criminal. He's now incarcerated. So we're all a team here. Well, just try to do different, get yourself involved in different aspects of policing. And modern day police work is not like it used to be. There is so many different facets now. Check and fraud, robbery. They have specialists in every field. Also, computer and virtual police work is really starting to take off. A lot of police agencies now have drones. I mean, there's so many different avenues to pursue. Accident investigation, they can now determine how fast a car is going by skid marks. The technology is the future of law enforcement. So experiment with all of them and see what aspect of law enforcement you're attracted to. I know you have had some experience in social services, and perhaps you could get involved in crimes against persons.
That's good.
You wearing your animal cap? Yeah, represent. Yeah. I got that old camera too, by the way.
Like next time we'll lock you in the car and you'll leave those clothes. How about that?
I think that's a threat.
No, it seems wrong. That just seems wrong. Designed by people that were in it by, and everything was like Dunger, Dunger, and I was like, inside of me, I was like,